Hi everyone, and welcome to the official launch of Morpheus8 at Smileworks. Thank you so much for joining me for this virtual event. I can see lots of familiar names in the attendees, and I so appreciate that you're all here today. Whether you're already coming to Smileworks for your treatment and you're eagerly awaiting this machine, or you've just dropped in to learn more about this amazing technology, you're in the right place, and we've got a real treat for you tonight. Morpheus8 is a brand new treatment and one of a kind in aesthetics. It's so advanced, there was nothing we could justifiably compare it to. So we thought, what better way to introduce you to Morpheus8 and answer all of your questions than to showcase it in action. We want you to get up close and personal with the treatment, we want you to get excited, and we want you to learn everything you can about this brilliant technology. You can ask questions during the event or join our Q&A at the end. So let me just give you a quick run through of what today is all about. This evening we'll be having a look at what Morpheus8 is, how it works, the results, whether it's suitable for you. We'll also then be doing a live patient demonstration so you can see exactly what the treatment is like. I will also announce our hotly anticipated launch offers so you can save hundreds of pounds and book your treatments right away, which I'm sure is what you're all really interested in and want to hear about. And finally, we will then conclude our launch with a live Q&A to answer all of your questions. So, what brings you here today? For many of my patients, this is an all too familiar question. I love understanding how I can help you. I love listening to you, and more importantly, I love giving you the results that you really want. So what brings you here today? You probably started noticing the effects of aging. It happens to everyone, it happens to me. You wake up, you look in the mirror, and your skin doesn't look as tight or refreshed as it used to. Maybe you've spotted more wrinkles here and there, and you just feel that you look a little bit droopy. It's been a rough year for everyone, and our faces have surely suffered the consequence. The zoom effect really is a thing, and having a look at yourself in that tiny little front-facing camera during meetings this past year means that many of you have started noticing things that you wish you could change. One of the biggest giveaways as we age are sagging jowls and a loss of firmness in the lower face. And it progresses with age, like in these three lovely ladies right here. Youthful looks are something that we really want to hold on to. Patients frequently come to me for rejuvenation of the face, and especially the lower face. And this area can be quite challenging, even for an experienced practitioner like me. You tell me that you have saggy, floppy lower faces and necks, and we talk about how we can fix this problem. And so far, our options of treating the lower face non-surgically have been contouring it with filler, tightening it with threads, and various other energy-based devices such as Ultherapy or cool sculpting. And of course, there's the more drastic option of surgery, which often involves the lower face and neck lifts and costs thousands of pounds. For many of you, that's not really feasible, or you wouldn't really consider it, both in terms of costs and in terms of the possible risks. I love a bit of plastic surgery, but sometimes it's a little full on, and I get it. The truth of it is, in aesthetic medicine, there's never really been anything that can rejuvenate the lower face non-surgically, predictably and successfully when we have pre-existing laxity in the lower face, so floppiness. The lower face treatments I've done with fillers in the past have been incredible, but filler is more about filling, hence the name, rather than lifting. So filler can be used amazingly to camouflage, but it rarely lifts. It disguises and masks rather than picking up the wobbly bits. Threads can be good too in the right patient, but often they're mild and don't really get to grips with significant laxity because the little threads just simply aren't strong enough. And the results are often quite transient, so they don't last a long time, and the procedure itself is sometimes a little uncomfortable and unpleasant. And then there's energy-based devices like all therapy. Let me just say at this point that at Smileworks we have never invested in any of these because we haven't really seen the evidence stack up. We've just never seen results from all therapy that are wow or even meh. And often I look at pictures of treatment and I wonder which is the before and which is the after. I want treatments that I give you to be predictable. And I want you to get a photographic, identifiable result. That's my criteria. I want to see it on pictures. I want wow. And achieving these kinds of results in the lower face was not available until now. So let me introduce you to Morpheus. Morpheus is the world's most advanced radiofrequency microneedling treatment. That is a big word. Morpheus is so advanced you can actually achieve fantastic results with no surgery and no downtime. It's affordable, it's non-invasive, it's safe, and gives you a noticeable skin tightening and lifting effect, which has never been offered in facial aesthetics before. It's something that I've been dreaming of for years, and as you can tell, I am super excited that it's now available to you. So it sounds really, really fancy and really complicated. So what actually is Morpheus? I've got a little video and I'm going to show you that in a second. So Morpheus is actually a machine that uses fractional radio frequency technology. So imagine little pulses of energy, and the energy is sent through tiny little coated pins that penetrate into the skin. So that's a posh way of showing you what this is. So let's have a look at this little video. As you can see, there's tiny little pins that come out of the end that go up to 4 millimeter depth. As these pins enter the skin, the electrical pulse that is generated heats them up, and that sort of fries the fat and contracts it. It's a little bit like when you could put cling film in the oven. So these coated pins can actually be programmable in both depth and in energy level. That means we can cater the treatment to each individual person and get the desired results that you want. So someone who has thicker skin and tissue might need more depth, and because we can control that and the energy, it's really customizable. So you'll get the result that's right for you. So just to recap, because that stuff's quite complicated, Morpheus has two-fold effects. Effect number one is on the skin, on the top layer. So it goes through here and it creates like a wound healing response, which remodels the skin so your skin becomes better. And effect two is on the fat underneath the skin, and it contracts the fat and tightens it, which improves laxity. So what are the actual benefits of Morpheus? Morpheus8 is renowned for skin tightening, lifting, and contouring. It really is super useful in lifting and remodeling laxity, treating sagging, removing fine lines and wrinkles, treating scars, and it improves skin tone. So it's just this wonderful treatment. And it's got some pretty spectacular results. You might have seen the middle one on circulating around on the telly box. As you can see from these photos, Morpheus8 is great for old skin and it's for young skin, and you don't really have to wait to get the best results from this treatment. You don't have to wait until you're older. It's just as much for young people, so preventative as it is corrective. It's not harsh on the skin, and it can be used on both light and dark skin types. It works on thick skin and thin skin and wrinkly skin, and it's great for acne scarring, and it's just a wonder tool. If you want to contour your face, tighten your jawline, or improve saggy bits, then this is the treatment that's going to give you the results. So we recommend 3 sessions spaced about 4 to 6 weeks apart. In that time, the collagen that I was just talking about starts to form, which gets to work tightening and lifting. The results develop after about 3 sessions, and then you will see them getting better and better with time. Results are expected to last around 12 to 18 months, and after that time, you generally have a top-up session recommended in this time, and then you keep topping up every 12 to 18 months to maintain the results. And this actually brings me very nicely onto our live treatment demo for tonight. So let me introduce you to Claire. Claire has kindly agreed to be our model for tonight and to be filmed so that you can see the Morpheus8 treatment being done on a real live human. What a star she is. Claire's main issues are that she's about to hit the big 40 and that she is noticing the first signs of aging. She's noticing her lower face is getting a little bit more floppy than she'd like, and she wants to do something about that. She's had some treatments in the past which include filler to the cheeks, the jawline and chin. She's had some threads to the mid-face, and she uses medical grade skincare. So Claire is trying to do everything right, but aging affects us all, and she wants something that is a little bit more effective for the lower face. Those wobbly bits are getting out of control a little bit, and Claire is sad about aging. So let's have a little chat to Claire and meet her. So Claire, what brings you here today?
So I've noticed the first signs of aging around my lower face. It's starting to drop a little bit. I'm feeling a bit tired, and I feel a bit old.
And Claire, can you tell me, what's the occasion?
I am rapidly approaching 40, and I do not want to look old. I don't want to look 40. So yeah.
When you look in the mirror, how do you feel?
I feel a little bit old. I feel I look a little bit tired, and I don't want to feel like that.
And what age-related changes have you noticed?
So I've noticed the quality of my skin is a little bit different. It was getting a little bit rough, dry. And down here, I'm noticing this. And when I smile, this here. And I don't like it.
What do you hope Morpheus8 will do for you?
So I'm hoping Morpheus8 is going to tighten my jawline to get rid of my jowls. And just make me look a bit more fresher, a bit more plumper, and feeling a little bit better about myself.
So on these pictures, we can see the early signs of aging. Claire has looked after herself well, but there's a little bit of sagging underneath the chin. Some of you might be noticing this too. It's often hereditary. There's a little early jowl and the start of a marionette line. So there's a little jowl around there and a marionette line. The nasolabial fold is deepening a little bit, and that's also an age-related change that is completely normal. So the results that we are expecting from Morpheus8 are tightening of the jawline, the contour of the jaw, tightening of the marionette line, and improvement of the nasolabial fold, so the smile line that goes from nose to mouth. Because of the microneedling action, Claire's skin quality will also improve and smooth. As with any treatment, there are risks, but thankfully and miraculously, for a treatment that is so effective as Morpheus8, the risks are really low. You'll see in a little while that there'll be some redness after treatment. Because we're penetrating the skin with needles, there'll also be a little bit of bleeding, which will stop almost immediately. Depending on the patient, there might be a little bit of swelling, and the skin might be a little bit tender for a day or two. In some patients, we might experience a few little bumps here and there because of where the needles have gone in, and that's what we call chicken skin. And that's just the body responding to the treatment, and it settles. It's completely normal. In patients with darker skin types, we have to be a little bit more careful as their skin can pigment. But we will go through all of this and the specific outcomes and risks for you in your consultation when you come for that with me. So let's get back to Claire. I'm now going to take you through to my treatment room where Claire is prepped and ready. She's been in there for about 20 to 30 minutes with a strong anaesthetic cream on her face to make the procedure much more comfortable. Let's move across to the treatment room, but let's first have a little look at the machine.
So this is the Morpheus machine. As you can see, it's really fancy and it's got lots of functions, but the one that we're particularly interested in tonight is the Morpheus8. And this is the handpiece that I'm going to use for treatment. And it has this little end on it which shoots out tiny needles. And I'm going to show you how that works close up. So I've got a foot pedal by my side, and when I depress that foot pedal, needles come out. Like that. And you hear that beep. And what happens when I depress the foot pedal is the handpiece shoots out the needles through the skin and into the fat. And that beep is an electrical current which stimulates the fatty tissue to contract. And that is what gives us not only the collagen stimulation on the top surface, but also the contraction and the collagen stimulation in the fatty layer. And that gives us those really wow results. So let's switch over to Claire and let's do the treatment.
So we will get on with treating her now. I've set the machine up to the right energy levels, so we start low and we go up incrementally. I'm going to put the handpiece on the skin now, and I'm going to press quite firm to make sure there's a good contact on the skin. So how was that? So we're going to carry on and treat the face and make sure that the little squares are slightly overlapping. This means we get all the necessary areas covered. As you can see, the treatment is quite comfortable. So we treat the area that's about the same outline as a man's beard, so across the cheek and under the chin down to the neck. So we start with the right side and we go across the cheek under the bone. We want to make sure that then we're not on the bone, but in the fatty tissue, so we will move from side to side carefully. So we have to make sure that we get the side of the face treated right the way to the ears and don't miss any bits out. We go all the way to the nasolabial fold, and the nasolabial fold is the bit where we actually notice facial aging because it can become very heavy with age. That's why we want to make sure we treat into that and cause some lifting with the energy. I've got Davina here in the treatment room with us, and whilst we're treating, we can answer a few questions about the treatment itself. So what do the needles do? Okay, good question. So here the needles are penetrating through the skin and into the fatty tissue. As they go through the skin, they create a wound healing response like conventional microneedling does. But these go much deeper and into the fat. Here the energy that is passed through them causes the contraction of the fat tissue, and this is what gives you the amazing lift. We make sure we do the same with the jowl contours down here. The jowl is another area that increases in size with aging, and we want to get in there with our energy and give it a good lift. How does it feel? Okay, it feels quite comfortable, you know. Claire's been well and truly covered in anaesthetic gel, and it's had time to act. We make sure that your treatment commences around half an hour after you get there, so we let the anaesthetic get to work. That does take 20 to 30 minutes, and we've done that today. I think Claire will probably agree with me. It's okay. You can feel a little sharp in places, and you can hear this clicking sound when the energy is activated. At the end of the day, it's still penetrating the skin, but I've had it done and I didn't think it was all that bad. So we're going to switch to the other side now. So next question, how does it contour? Morpheus8 can go up to a depth of 4 millimeters on the face, which means that it doesn't just tighten and remodel the skin, but also the fat underneath. We're able to contour the face and in some cases remove excess fat around the jaw and neck, which is brilliant. Imagine all those treatments that we've had before that don't really have any effect on the fat layer. Nothing really contracts that fat layer before. So this treatment is revolutionary. One of the main issues that we've had previously is getting an effective lift out of treatment. When we use filler, it fills rather than lifts. It's great, but sometimes we want tightening and lifting, and that's what Morpheus8 does. We go onto the neck. This is the area where we notice signs of aging, so we really want to get our treatment into there. Again, we make sure we're not on the bone, so we go under the angle of the mandible and get a good lift of the submental or under the chin fat. We make sure the middle gets a good treatment too, and this is where a lot of patients complain they have turkey necks or laxity, and we really want to get into there. So we're pretty much finished now with Claire's treatment. So we'll have a little chat to her in a little bit as to how it all felt during treatment. What we do now is we cleanse her face with some special disinfectant to make sure everything can recover. Then we place some post-procedure gel on the treatment area. It's really important not to touch the area and avoid any nasties getting in. And the downtime really on this is super quick. She will be back to normal tomorrow. We're going to let Claire get ready now, and we'll catch up with her in the other room to hear of her treatment experience in just a second.
Just whilst Claire is getting ready, I'll come on here. As you can see in this demonstration, treatment is quick and it's comfortable, with a smooth movement of the handpiece and little zaps of the treatment area. You would expect to be in the practice for no longer than about an hour, and that includes the time it takes for the anaesthetic to work. Claire's now ready, so let's have a little look at her. So Claire, how do you feel?
I feel fine, I feel great. My face actually feels tighter already, which is quite strange. But yeah, I feel great.
How would you describe the treatment?
The treatment was it's quite easy, it's quite quick. It feels a little bit strange. You feel lots of pressure pressing downwards. It can feel a little bit stingy. The smaller depth felt a little bit stingy, but other than that, fine.
How do you feel now?
I feel great now. I feel refreshed.
Can you give us a little twirl from side to side so we can see what you look like right now? Amazing, thank you so much. Thank you so much to Claire for being our model today. We really appreciate you letting us film this. So you can see immediately afterwards the treatment area is a little bit red. You can get redness, and some patients may experience a little bit of swelling or bruising, but generally the downtime is pretty minimal. Claire will be able to put makeup on tomorrow, and by Monday we would expect there to be not much to see. So it's a great treatment for people who want the results but don't have the time for lengthy recovery processes. When I had the treatment myself, I was completely fine the day after, so it's really compatible with getting on with it, which a lot of my busy aesthetics patients will love. Now, let's get to the final part of this launch event and the bit that you have all been waiting for, the launch offers. We've now arrived at the big question, MJ, how much is Morpheus8? Don't worry, it is not the same cost as a surgical facelift. In fact, it's less than most of the treatment plans I give out. One session of Morpheus8 at full cost is £675. But we have a wonderful launch offer for you all who've joined us tonight. We want to say a special thank you for your patience, and we want you to be able to take away a little something from tonight for being so loyal to us. So the first 20 Morpheus8 sessions at Smileworks will be offered at £500 each. Our launch offer will save you a massive £175 every time you come in for your Morpheus8 treatment. We recommend 3 sessions, which will give you the results that you've seen tonight. Remember, that's 20 sessions available, not 20 people, so please don't wait around to secure your slot. If one person decides to buy their first 3 treatments and then a top-up of the launch price, then that's 5 sessions already. That only leaves 15 treatment sessions left at the introductory price. After those 20 sessions are gone and they've been taken, we will be giving a further discount of £550 for the next 50 treatments booked. That's a saving of £125 each visit. So just to be clear, the first 20 sessions are £500 each, the next 50 sessions are £550 each, and then we will go to full price of £675 per session, or 3 sessions for £1,800. To book, all you need to do is call Smileworks on 0151 236 5166 and our lovely front of house team will explain the rest. It's that simple. But please don't wait around. We've had a huge amount of interest in this treatment already, and judging by the number of people who have joined us tonight, these sessions are going to fly off the shelves. So don't wait around. For your initial consultations, you'll be seeing me, where we will discuss the treatment and plan exactly the extent of what we're going to be doing for you, the treatment depths, in order that you can get the best results. Hannah, who you can see here, is my amazing therapist at Smileworks. She has been expertly trained in Morpheus8. Hannah actually treated me, and I can tell you she's an absolute pro. Hannah will be handling the majority of the Morpheus8 treatments at Smileworks. She is just wonderful, and you're gonna love her. So, to book, all you need to do is call Smileworks, and our lovely front of house will get you booked in. They can let you know what the launch offers are available, whether you're within the first 20, the next 50, and look at dates. We are ready for your calls. So let's now switch over to our live Q&A where we can answer some of your questions that have come in during the course of the launch while we were treating Claire.